of you all. I have come today to especially done a presentation about the Apple company. When the phone knows everything, privacy versus national security. In this, first of all, I'd like to thank all the respected teachers and the general judges who have come in front of, especially our Radhe sir, the head of management, Santosh sir and Mahendra sir, and all of the SAG foundations who give me this kind of opportunity and our team. In the presenters are me, myself, Radhe, Khadka, Naveen, Pratham, Lina, Regina. Before going to the main presentation hall, we will be starting with agenda. Like everything have an agenda, and even this thing have agendas. Introduction, Apple company background, business model, FBI case that was known for throughout the world in 2016, and ethical dividends, stockholder analysis, strategics, and other kind of things. And lastly, conclusion. First of all, company background. Before knowing this case study, everything had to be known from the background, and because of that, you have to know the background of this company, and that company background is the Apple was famous throughout the history, but the main pillar when it was founded was 1976 by the famous founders Steve Jobs, Steve Worley, and Ronald. Headquarters was in California per time, USA, and USA was known as the Silicon Valley also in that time, and land was cheap. One of the world's most valuable technology company now also, and it will be, I think, be present for next decade also if the matter is not serious. The famous product of Apple is iPhone, iMac, iPad, Apple Watch, AirPods, and its online products are like they said, Apple's Music, iCloud, and several things. Apple business model, like Apple itself is not a completely digital company, but it's a semi-company that only directly contact with consumers. Means it's not like Microsoft, Google that pre-installed itself, but it is a product itself. That's why. iPhone sales, MacBook, iPad, Apple Watch, Apple Store, Apple Magic, iPod, these are all the main strength where the money comes, and it is also the main revenue way also. It's premium quality, strong brand image, customer loyalty, security, ecosystem, and tracking system. Whoever buy iPhone, they all know what are the things, and that's why they choose Apple also. These are the logos. The main thing to be known in the history of Apple's finance is that logos. Means not everything is perfect, and in this scenario also the company that is worth trillion and is more richer than nation have its first logo like this. Means it was a fully apple with trees and range around it. It's a very means it was in 1976 when it was founded, and the founders were that time not caring about logo because create something before focusing and refining it. It is the thing of everything. After then it was continuing, and now the current one is a half-written Apple. These are the financial successes, means from 2019 to 2022. This much was the brand value and the financial increase of Apple's case study. From 59% to 55%. Sometimes the business is not a model like it will be always go up, it will sometimes goes down. It can even come to bring up the bankruptcy when it was in 2008, the bubbles. Into the dot-com bubble also was known as it was bubbled. At that time the Apple was in the brink of destruction. Now before this we will talk to you about something deep, means it was the only language that we know. The company we are talking Apple, means Apple's main perspective is only three things. The first one is that Apple sells for luxurious. Means people have to be stand from 99%. Every people's thinking is that I want to be the 1%. That's why also, that is also the main thing the Apple sells. Second, it's privacy, and third is its marketing and a large amount of strong body and its premium camera quality also. And this case is one of the serious cases that highlighted Apple because up to that time what the public think that Apple was an expensive product that have not real value. The value that means the only millionaires and billionaires at that time. That's why also the Apple can easily create its luxurious brand, 1% brand also. But it was also in this case that what happened. FBI, one of the world's most powerful organization in USA, or even I think FBI have several controls in several nations also, in Gulf countries also. they want to access Central shooter. Means he was a shooter who have taken access from dark webs. I think everybody has seen dark webs. He was taking that, and FBI has its main phone from where he take the orders. And the most important thing was that it was Apple. Means the US based company. The FBI think what it is easy for us to crack that phone, it will not take time, we'll just go to the enterprises, we'll talk to the chairman or CEO if there's crack of making a backdoor. It was only like that, it was a small thing. But what the Apple do, it says to the FBI directly, the property where the phone you have given is in our name, but it's not our property, it belongs to the owner itself. Even if owner is any criminal, any kind of cartel or any kind of illegal thing happen, we don't give you the back access. And also these rumors and this thing from CEO Team Cook made one of the biggest means the FBI, even FBI was that much anger that they cased Apple for damaging the national securities and even highlighting that a US based company will not even help its own national security. And it lasted at that time, and after some time the FBI was settled, the case was settled because at that time up to that the Apple was around $160 billion up to that time, and to become that big company it took internal shareholders, the power behind them, the saddle, and the national government was itself funded with Apple. That's why the case was shut down after the third party have come, the third party hacker made the backdoor, but Apple never said that it was their own work. That's why we can't say that Apple has been doing this kind of thing. The importance, this become one of the biggest debate between privacy and national security. And from this case, the world all knew one thing. Up to that, they think that if there was really a big case, we will ask the Apple for asking, means we want to check the privacy of the user. From this time, but from this case, the world knows that FBI will never surrender. They did not even surrender to their own headquarters countries where their own database, everything is living. The other company also know, they will never surrender to any company. Current global pressure of Apple. Many governments now demand access to internet. Yeah, I have already said that the government started being threatened because if the criminal, it was like a fixed, everything was. Any criminal you want to be safe because without evidence, law is a blind person who never sees anything. They only see emotional, they never see emotion, they never see anything. They only see evidence. And if the phone can't be opened, what will be happen? The criminal can easily go out because they have enough money because they are doing crimes. They if a cartel is involved, if cartel is a person who runs large amount of illegal works, they have no problem of money or corrupted peoples. And that time, the more included the countries that give debate were United States, United Kingdom, India, Australia, European Union, and China. European Union is one of the unions, it's not a country, but European Union owns several small countries that doesn't have large amount of power or military, and they become a union to stand out of the world. And China, government argue this helps fight terrorism and crimes. Apple argue it's weak security for everyone. Means for one person, if you open a privacy, it can weaken anyone. In a simple way, if I want to understand you, if a government have the power to see your iPhone or any kind of mobile phone access your privacy, any government can see if there is some kind of any even little bit of thing, it can be privacy maintained. And for even millionaires and billionaires, this is a big thing. Early success and strength in Apple means Apple was really successful because the founder of Apple was a really innovative man who has in 10 years and 20 years, I don't know how much this Apple will continue to increase, but it was really a founding father. Means there was even saying, several people have said, Apple was ready to be produced. It was going to be launched, but what the Apple's or Steve Jobs said that this phone can't be more smaller or more lighter. The scientists said no, it can't be. We have maximized all our capacity. He threw it in his aquarium and the bubbles started coming. What he said, there is bubble means there is space inside it. I don't want this bubble now anymore. And because of this mindset also, Apple's early success was one of the biggest things that make Apple worldwide popular, and it's a GUI system. People now also say it's the greatest system. Like Apple's the old owner, no, I'm not the Apple owner, that's why also. Struggle, yeah. There was a struggle after for Steve Jobs was a person of innovative ideas and he was not a financial management student. He doesn't know, and this time this way is also the main strength. The management students have to study management properly. Like after the internal forces, the company's more than 50% of share was given to outsiders. Means to different people, different certain. But if they really want, they can keep even the founder. It's also the main thing that we say. Structure loophole means the founder leave a big structure loophole in when you are founding the company, and you can even be kicked out. And this is not about Steve Jobs only. The world, several billionaires have been like that, grounded to the company by its shareholders. And mostly after the Steve Jobs gone, there was the sorting of dot-com bubble also happened in 2002, and Apple become more because before 2002 there was a French saying, in any internet company or mobile company, there is just buy the stocks, share market, buy it. They increase the five. It means the bubble is that much it can be broken, and it broken, and Apple was in front of its death. It was going to be bankrupt at that time. Once more, the shareholders return because in reality, the capitalism only see profit. It doesn't see other things like emotion, like I'm feeling guilty that I am not. They only see profit. And Steve Jobs was called, and that time, iMac become the most famous thing that revived this company. Core ethical dilemma means why Apple's person should Apple protect user privacy at all costs or let government investigation criminal challenges? What do you think of? Does Apple have to give your privacy to anybody? Means the police can see everybody's privacy, even if they are suspecting you, you will be happy? No. The people, owners of Apple, like you can buy a mobile phone that costs around 1.5 lakhs to more. You are not the people of ordinary level. You need privacy, you need protection, you need several things that can't be done by normal people, and it has to be done. That's why the Apple also that time said creating one backdoor would allow hacker and criminal to misuse it. Yes, it's not anymore about the government side only. If a backdoor is created, the world's hackers are increasingly bigger. And even Apple itself take millions of dollars investing in supercomputers, other kind of hacking maintenance, security, cyber security. In just this year, up to around, it's not even quarter have been finished. But Apple have invested around 23 billion in its cyber security. And it's not a small amount. 23 billion means that is more than 3 times of our nation's profit. Several times like Nepal, Bhutan, they will names Bhutan. That much can't be spent in a single project. And this is also why Apple is going. Refusing government requests may lead to the legal action and financial losses. Yeah, it's also the biggest thing that Apple is risking now. If they directly fight the government can immediately shut down their companies or ban them. And that is also the biggest risk for Apple. Stakeholder analysis, the main stakeholders. The stakeholders also have several things. Some supported the government, some supported the iPhone, some like it's just like a company. Means a company that is existing the network of nations is no more a company, it's a dynasty that runs in all the world in different sectors. And it is also iPhone users. What iPhone users need? One is strong privacy and security device. They doesn't want anybody inventing them. Government and police, what government need? They need easy access to the government. They need easy access to information, database of yours. Apple shareholders want business growth and a good company reputation. And civil rights organization means this is the company that, this is the organization that supports human rights and what human needs. It is not non-government side. That's why they said support digital privacy and oppose backdoors. They are also in the favor of Apple. That's why this is a good thing. Rival technology companies means Apple is not only a $1 trillion group, but it even has several rivals that are more powerful than itself. Like the most rival we compete is Samsung itself. Means Samsung is now inferior to iPhone, but Apple have made its position that much strong from 1976 that it is only selling to the millionaires and billionaires. Which only 1% of the world can buy. That's why also it has become like that. And it is also the biggest thing that Samsung want. They want the reputation of Apple to be in state. Now, strategic decision means Mr. Radhe sir management will have given me this. Up to now, we were only studying our background. Up to now, what we were thinking was the upcoming questions will help you. From this background, we will find out how will Apple be its good. There are three options given. Absolute privacy refuse all backdoor globally. Means Apple will be now more strongly and more challengingly. It will not support the government and start blocking all the governments from interfering in its privacy. It's the option one given to us by case study. The option to cooperate completely, work with the democratic government only. There are three types of governments means known. The third type is not properly known. Those are known mercenaries, land warlords also. But there are two democratic countries that is run by public. Second is countries like kingdom who is ruled by kings itself. And I think UAE is the example of that one. And what was the option that we will cooperate completely? We will accept the demand, but we will only accept the demands of democratic country where public comes first, not the royal family or any kind of other one person controls or one person is above 10,000 people, not like that country. And the option three, and this is also the best option, and we will be talking about option three because from these two, one will be given absolutely trust, brand trust, because the pros are the brand value will increase, but the cons is that we will be completely blocked by government. And the main people, 12% are the main use, like India, the world's biggest population, China, the second populated country, USA, European Union. Means if this, there are 6 powerful nations in the world, and the 6 of them are blocking, then the world will be shut down completely, and iPhone will be losing its value immediately. The option and the second option make us that it will be good for the government, but people's trust will remove after that. And that will be also the biggest thing and the biggest headache for the people, because if the brand trust is removed, what will happen to the society and the company? Transparency, accountability, third party oversight model. Means Apple will propose a new organization like the United Nations. It will make a third party organization that overviews and complements with government and national security, defense. All means all there are several kind of organizations, sectors in nation, protection, defense. In that they will be protecting third party. Means no normal level can be shown, but only the heinous crime that they endanger the national fortune will be shown. And that is also the main thing it will. And its prone is that it will be some type of noble bill. Means it's only imaginary that a third party government or organization can take over, and it's only a thinking. That's why also. And the cause is unpredictability, no guarantee, no public support, and no any kind of transparency, public trust. Now I like to call Yuna for this question.
For this presentation. Good afternoon everyone, it's me Yuna Chaudhary from Plus 2 Next Management Faculty Student at Staff Education Foundation. Today I am going to present my opinion on this question. If you were deemed book, which option would you choose and why? What precedent does your choice say? So I choose this option because users trust Apple to protect their private and all personal information, data, documents, and so on. It matters aware is lawful investigation for this. At the same time, lawful investigations are also important. This option protects users' privacy while allowing lawful investigation under strict independent review. So, independent oversight creates a fair balance between users' privacy and the law, which is social security. This decision sets a positive global example that technology companies can cooperate with governments without reducing the privacy of millions of users. So this option creates a global example for this what is Apple technology. Therefore, I believe option C is the best important and balanced option for this presentation. Thank you for your attention and time. Have a nice day.
I have come once more again. Now this one is it is one of the main logical. It is difficult for Apple to have different private standards in China versus the United States. What does this review about corporate value? Which is one of the critical things. I was saying if this much background, it is not for something to be seen or laughed by. It was for some special thing also. And this is the thing that I was saying. At the peak of the time when Apple was opening its peak, there was one thing that Apple have made one of the critical decision to give backdoor to Chinese government. Which was one of the most controversial thing that is happening up to now, because the different privacy standard that they are saying US no, but they are saying to Chinese yes, and it's a very big loophole. That's why also the government started pressing. It is not complicated because customer expected the same level of privacy regardless of where they live. Different privacy standard can reduce public trust and make Apple appear to constant. However, a company must also follow the local laws in different countries. Apple should try to maintain its core privacy value while respecting legal requirements wherever possible. Means, this option also says to you one thing, that in last there is, does this reveal about corporate value?
Let's read down.
At the time, you compare Apple give, because at that time China was the biggest market for Apple also, because at that time it was around 2016 or 17 also. The Chinese government connected itself after 100 years in rocket society, and it entered the public. At that time, the Chinese people had massive amounts of metros and other kind of things. That's what Apple cooperated, because in reality, the Apple only needs one thing, that is money, and it's a company that follows shareholder. If they have to maintain their profits, they have to maintain that who they are looking for and why they are looking for. That's why also they have to pick this kind of things. Now I like to go reason.
Thank you, Radhe. Hello, after my respected teacher and my dear friend, it's me, Radhe. I am the student of grade 11 from SSC. I want today I am here to present a case study on Apple. So the question is, which technology company mitigated extension of station? What are the dangers of this move? So, technology companies support government only for legal and transparent process. This is not government state servers. If companies are closed,
Answer.
if companies are closed, we can security or
This slide
save
video.
the data regularly.
I able to know.
Decline personal privacy could be violated, and cyber criminals may exploit its security weakness. Therefore, balancing privacy and police safety is essential.
Sorry, बस में गार होतो बस में गार होतो
Huh?
तीन जना छन् सर
Now for
Alle,
this one,
alle.
I like to call Pratham Bhogachi. Today I am going to discuss question number 4. Apple INC case study. The question is, how will you communicate your decision to Apple's 1.5 billion users in a way that maintain trust? Apple 1.5 billion युजरलाई ट्रस्ट कसरी दिलाउँछ भन्ने क्वेसन छ यो. I would communicate honestly and openly through an official statement, press conference, and transparency. Of course, I would clearly explain why the decision was made, how users' data remains protected, and under what legal conditions Apple may cooperate with the postpaid open communication
then consumer complaint and then Apple reputation for honesty and responsibility. Apple ले आफ्नो आफूले आफ्नो बनाएको कुरालाई स्टिल मतलब बलियो बनाउँछ र लिगल कुराहरू बनाउँछ र थ्याङ्क यू
Now, this is the last question also. After that, conclusion, and you can question also means whoever not understand, I will make them say in Nepali also. I can say if they are not understanding. What is the long-term brand impact of each option? Based on a simple risk matrix. Means the three options I have already said. Means the answer was already given, but it's more refined. Option one: absolute privacy. Highest customers trust but possible legal and market restrictions. Very high risk level means even if after that the Apple will be given the biggest trust is up to now I think any product has given. But government will start blockaging it from their market, they will shut down the showrooms, everything they want. And this decision will also risk its market value very much. Option two: limited cooperation. Means better government relation but lower customer confidence. Means with this we will be getting better government relationships, but our customers will be sometimes disappointed about that. The brand they have chosen for why they choose they have not been satisfied. And option three: independent oversight, strong balance between privacy and security and reputation. Absolutely means there is less very much chance means if public doesn't accept it that even the third party can't be seen means the highest restriction level we can't reach on, then only it will be. The conclusion of these three is all that option three is the best I think because it is only my option means I am not the person or not any kind of standard professional student. I am just a grade 11 student of SART Foundation. I have just joined, that's why my limitation is very limited. But I think option 3 is the best. Option 3 provided the most sustainable long-term solution because it protects Apple reputation by addressing both privacy and security concerns. In the last, Apple is a private company that only its purpose to be created is money printing. Their only work is money printing. There is no need to be that much loyal also to Apple. Means whatever you get is that. The option 3 is the best. Now final recommendation. Apple should adopt, I have already said that it is finished, means key takeaway at its symbol. Privacy is one of the Apple's core value and it have to be never be compromised. But it can make some decisions with its strategies and other kind of thing. iPhone के ठीक सर right we wrong I will try my best because I am हामीले एप्पललाई मेन्टेन गर्नको लागि मैले भने त आई एम अ स्टुडेन्ट आई एम नट अ म्यानेजर आई एम अ स्ट्राटेजिस्ट कुराले भन्छु न राम्ररी भनिदिन्छु होइन म अप्सन 3 किन चुज गर्दै कि एउटा कुरा त हाम्रो प्राइभेसी हैन कोही पनि सरकार झुक्ने हैन सरकार भनेको तपाईको इज अबोभ अल पिपल यो डेमोक्रेटिक हो राजाहरु जिउने हो कि कोही प्रजाहरुले बनाएको हो जस्तो भए पनि गभर्नमेन्ट रुल्स आर मोर इम्पोर्टेन्ट देन एनीथिङ र एप्पलले चाहिँ साच्चै हो त्यो सिक्युरिटी इम्प्याक्ट गरेको छ अब सोच्नु कि तपाई सिम्पली तपाईको एउटा पुरै परिवारलाई मर्डर गरिदियो अब एप्पल ओनर भएर के तपाई बाँच्न सक्नुहुन्छ बाँच्न सकिदैन पछि गर्ने के पुगे छैन हुनु हो कि
Okay, so
फेस हेर्ने प्रोडक्ट हेर्ने यस्तै गरेर एप्पलले के डिजाइन गरेर मिन्स एउटा नयाँ कम्पनी जसमा कोही 20 लाख रुपैयाँ पनि छैन 50 लाख रुपैयाँ तम्रो लोगो बनाउनमा त सक्ने भएन त्यस्तै हो सिम्पली पहिला प्रोडक्ट बनाऊ बिस्तारै लोगो त चेन्ज हुँदै जान्छ कस्टमरसँगै अरु केही
okay,
ठाउँमा गएर सोध्दा
okay.